Yo, it's the Prince Gaming here in the PTB. We're using the new killer, Cenobite. We're going to refer to him as Pinhead. I think that's what everyone's calling him. We've got some footage to showcase him, both survivor and killer perspective. Now, it says here he's a summoning killer able to possess chain projectiles and use the lament configuration to torture every survivor at once. His personal perks, Deadlock, Hex Plaything, Scourge Hook, Gift of Pain. They allow him to slow generated progress, continue to torment survivors with experience his sweet suffering. Sounds interesting, folks. We're going to look at the backstory. A demon to some, an angel to others, Pinhead is an explorer in the further regions of experience, indulging in the limitless thrill of pleasure and pain. When the puzzle box known as the Lament configuration, a key to another dimension, was found in the entity's realm, it was only a matter of time before it fell into curious hands. Once opened, he arrived. What came next was sweet suffering that spilled over the realm. Looking at Pinhead's first perk, called Deadlock, you induce mental suffering by crushing any hope of escape. After the generator is repaired, the entity blocks the generator with the most progress for 20 seconds in its first instance. You see its white aura during this time. Now, what that means is that obviously, if Survivor completes a generator, it's going to block the next generator. Now, this is going to buy you time to maybe patrol the other generators, but also gives you an indication of where survivors may be because they were just working on a generator. So it looks interesting, and you could probably run this with Ruin because if it blocks it for 20 seconds, Ruin is going to regress it for 20 seconds, and you can carry on the hunt for other survivors or a patrol of the generators. Looks pretty strong, people. Now, the next perk is called a Hex Plaything. A hex that toys with the victim's suffering. The first time you hook a survivor, they become cursed, and the Hex Plaything activates on a dull totem. The cursed survivor suffers from the Oblivious status until Hex Plaything is cleansed. Now, the Oblivious status means the survivor can't detect the terror radius of the killer. So there's one survivor that never knows where the killer is unless they can visually see them. Hex Plaything's totem's aura is revealed to the cursed survivor within 24 meters of it. For the first 90 seconds, only the cursed survivor can cleanse the totem. Now, that's not bad. You've got maybe one survivor out of 4 that literally has got no clue where the terror radius is until that totem's cleansed. If you combined it with Undying, just a thought process, then you could have a survivor for an entire match not knowing the terror radius of the killer, giving the killer what could be a huge advantage. So it's an interesting perk. I'd love to run this with Undying and see what it's like once Pinhead is released. Scourge Hook, Gift of Pain is the third perk. You're the bringer of sweet pain. At the start of the trial, up to 4 random hooks, are changed into Scourge Hooks. You see their auras in white. When a survivor's unhooked from a Scourge Hook, they suffer from the hemorrhage and mangled status effect until fully healed. The first time the survivor is healed, they suffer a 7% penalty to healing and repairing actions until injured again. Now, this perk seems probably one of the weaker ones, and I'm thinking if you get injured, you'd probably not be healed, and then you wouldn't have the penalty. If a generator takes 80 seconds to repair, then 7% of 80 is about 5.6, so 5-6 seconds. And are you really going to be worried about 5-6 seconds on a generator once you're healed? And then if you're a strong looper, would you not want to just get injured again and waste the killer's time to then remove your penalty? It just doesn't seem strong enough to me, but it'll be interesting to run it and see what we can do with it. However, thinking about the Scourge Hooks, there's 4 of them that spawn, and they can spawn anywhere on the map. And then when you down a survivor, you've got to be able to get the survivor to the Scourge Hook to even get the penalty applied. This is why I think this is actually a very weak perk and probably not much use in the game. Maybe just fun for a meme build. But anyway, there's the perks. We're now going to move on to the power. Summons of Pain. An extra-dimensional gateway that leads to pleasure and pain so great it will tear your soul apart. Press the power button to create the gateway and release the button to open it. Once open, tap the ability button to summon forth a possessed chain under your control. Direct the chain into the survivor to bind them. A survivor bound to a chain is unable to sprint. Their movement speed will decrease further as they're hit with a second and third chain. Survivors can perform the break free action to escape. We're going to show some footage from a survivor and killer's perspective. Hope you enjoy. So Pinhead, we've dropped a pallet. He spawns his portal in front of the just beyond the pallet. Fires a chain, misses. Spawns a chain the other side of the pallet. He then fires a chain at me, catches me with one. Two more come out and hit me, and then we're trying to break free. Okay, this is a match in the PTB. You come around the corner and bump into Pinhead. He spawns his possessed chain, hits us. Two more come out, drop the pallet to protect ourselves. Now we're left clicking and holding to get rid of the chains. You can see what happened there. When you get hit by a possessed chain, two more come out, and then you're slowed. You can't sprint off, giving Pinhead a chance to close you down or stop you from getting to the next loop. It seems to be a real fun, impressive power. I'm super hyped for this killer. I can't wait to see like how he's tweaked, if he's tweaked, and have him actually live in the real game. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, we're going to load in and show you some Pinhead footage from a killer's perspective. We're going to show you door smashes, pallet slams, Pinhead getting stunned, and how to use possessed chain, how to portal the possessed chain forward like the nurse's blink, and then how to control it by moving your mouse left and right, and then left clicking to spawn the chain, and again controlling that with the direction. Right, look at this animation. It's incredible. We've got a survivor. So we're going to spawn the chain now. There's the blink, but it's the portal we're creating. And what we do, we then aim the portal once it's spawned, and then we left click to spawn the chain. We hook her. She's now got 3 hooks on her. We get the injury. This is how powerful his ability is. Now, this is a god loop. I'm having a little bit of fun with it. I think we're going to get down, but she uses dead hard. Well played to her. This is the public, the PTB. So we spawn it. And there's something to note. You can actually go over pallets. You can make it go up and down. She's still going to loop. We're going to try and spawn the other side. Catch her jumping the pallet. She doesn't jump towards me. If she had of, maybe once my ability's over, I would have downed her. So we're going to carry on. We're going to try and portal into the jungle gym and catch her in there. There she is. Now she's slowed down. She can't sprint off. 3 chains on her. She's got to break free first. We're catching up to her. We decide to spawn a chain, but we're standing on a pallet. So she stuns Pinhead, taking me out of my possessed chain ability. Okay, so we've got more clips. But before we do, we're going to look at lament configuration. If left alone, the lament configuration initiates a chain hunt by summoning chains to pursue survivors. The hunt ends when a survivor picks up the lament configuration. A survivor carrying the lament configuration will be affected with the oblivious status effect, which is where you can't see the killer's terroriators, and chains will occasionally be summoned to attack them. The survivor must solve the lament configuration to remove it from their possession. While doing this, the Cenobite, i.e. Pinhead, will see their location and be able to teleport to it. When the Cenobite, i.e. Pinhead, picks up the lament configuration, the chain hunt is activated. Additionally, all survivors are instantly bound by chains, cause them to scream and reveal their locations. The lament configuration will spawn in a new location after Pinhead or a survivor has used it. We're now going to show some footage of the box, i.e. lament configuration. Hope you enjoy. Okay, we're going to show configuration being picked up by survivor.
You opened it.
They picked up the box, they opened it. They would have been chained by 3 chains, giving me a time to get there, teleport to them and hit them like that. Then we got the injury. Then a portal our possessed chain. We missed the hit on her. Now we're going to get rid of the loot from her. And then go on the chase. And we happen to randomly bump into another survivor. We get an injury on her. We're still following these scratch marks. We want to get that survivor downed and on a hook. Remember, the Scourge hooks are the ones in white. There's only 4 of them on the map if you use the Hook Scourge ability. We're going to kick the... we're going to show them being used by Survivor and the teleportation.
You open the box.
And then we go over. And they would have remembered being grabbed by 3 chains when you portal to them. Again, we possess chain them just to slow them down. They've used the pallet. Now we've got them in a corner, so we're going to break the pallet. Survivor's going to make their escape. Now, they use this pallet really well, preventing me from injuring them. As I go on the loop, I fall down. It's a mistake. Remember that loop there. It's quite bad for the killer. or survivor. Well, the survivor could probably go down and get away. She's then going to go around the corner. We dummy her. We get the injury, and then we go on chase. And again, she uses this pallet well. We throw out a possessed chain to hook her and slow her down. She still manages, though, to break free, or not break free, but get over the pallet. So even when they're hooked, they can still slow vault over a pallet initially while they're chained. But again, we prevented her getting too much room on me. And as a result, we've been able to put her into the dying state. Now we can place her on a hook, folks. In this clip, show you the hunt. So if you look at the survivor icons, there's a light blue chain that's growing. So you've got the standard chain, which is a darker color, and then you've got a kind of a light blue effect that goes over it. As that grows and grows around and becomes complete, that's when the hunt is activated. The hunt is going to activate now. You see the yellow box as well, the white box there. That is the box. That is the lament configuration you're meant to pick up and solve to reset that, the light blue chain, the chain grow. This is the hunt now. It's activated. Chains constantly now spawn to impact your character. And that's every character on the entire map. The box over there, you just saw that's yellow. You pick that up and solve it. The hunt deactivates. You go back to having no light blue chain around your character avatar. And literally, you rinse and repeat. And they will constantly spawn in the environment. Now, the survivor that picked up the box, Pinhead's teleported to them, but because they've opened it, solved it, we're all reset. Again, if you look at our auras on the left, all four of us, we haven't got a lot of that light blue chain around us, meaning the hunt is now deactivated. That happens the entire game continuously, and Pinhead had add-ons to make it the hunt happen faster, and so on. It's a pretty cool killer, Pinhead, and is really cool to play against as well. Okay, so we've just spawned into a match against Pinhead in the PTB. Now you can see the box's aura from a long way away in the map, pretty much anywhere I believe, and I'm going to head towards it. The aim is to try and pick up. We've got to be careful. Pinhead's around. Oh, he's just hit our friend. So we're going to go ahead and get the box. We're not going to do it here. We're going to try and move away out of Pinhead's reach or vision. And we're going to try and solve it over here by this window. If Pinhead teleports to us, we can jump through the window. Now, it's not quite worked out how we wanted it to, because Pinhead's now on us. If he downs us, we don't solve the box. The hunt begins. And that's exactly what's just happened. Everybody's got a blue highlighted chain now around them. They've all been hit by hooks. And they will continuously be until the new box that spawned is solved. They also revealed all their auras to Pinhead. So if Pinhead finds a box and picks it up, he activates the hunt, reveals their locations, and pins them in one location. And that will continue until someone solves the box. Unfortunately, I went to solve it. Pinhead knew what I was doing, chased after me, downed me. That stopped me solving the box, automatically activating the hunt. Pinhead is pretty impressive, people. Pretty impressive. Okay, so this time we're going to get the box. We are going to move by the pallet. And we're going to try and solve it by the pallet. If he teleports to us, this time, instead of a window loop, we have a pallet to save ourselves. Here we go, we pick it up. We go over here and we start saving it. Now, he will teleport to us. That's what these three chains are. That means he's coming to us. Okay. But we have actually cancelled the hunt happening this time. Here is another situation where I'm in a game in the PTB. We're looking for survivors. We stumble across the box. We hear the little electricity. We go back. We find it. And this is the animation that happens. They'll activate the hunt. Freeze all players in place. Here we go. There you go. They all scream. The hunt's activated. Now they're being chained constantly until they solve the next box. Find it and solve it. Now we hear the generator, so we go over. Survivors run off. We try and throw a possessed chain at them. Miss. But now we've got the generator animation. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. We're looking for him. We miss him again. Go through the cornfield with the possessed chain. Someone solved the part of the box, so the hunt is now off. It's a case of finding the survivors on foot. The game is so much fun. What we're going to do, folks, is we are going to leave you with some footage of a mori. And we're going to say bye. We've been the Prince Gaming. We're on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. During August, though, and some weeks, we do change the schedule ever so slightly, adjust it. So we've got a cosplay on the 22nd of August. And as we're doing a 12-hour, possibly longer, on Sunday, we're going to take a break on Monday the 23rd. But then we're going to do the stream on Tuesday the 24th. We've got Horror Week, which begins Tuesday the 24th. Feel free to come by. Say hi. We'd love to have you in the kingdom. Appreciate you all. Take it easy.